con, up bass,
And see,
and I do singing band.
I'm Mitch, and I'm the guitar guy, and we only have one guitarist, fortunately for me. So I'm the lone guitarist, and that's our drummer.
How you going? I'm Adam. Nice to meet you.
Hey, right. How are you going, guys? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, mate. Thanks for having us.
No worries. So we're here today to talk about your latest single, which will be released on April the 14th, guys. So tell us a bit about the song musically and what you're going for with it.
So the song Mania is well, instrumentally it's kind of a song we've sort of just tried to push the limits with like on a guitar and with all sorts of crazy sounds and stuff that you'll hear.
Yeah.
Vocally, it's a song that I helped write just based on, past experiences and, hoping to probably touch a few people that have had similar experiences.
It's a blending of different rock and sort of metal genres all combined together, guys. So is that typical of your sound?
Yeah. I think like our sound is predominant like a fusion of like trashy metal sort of stuff. Between the like trap and metal, but we have a lot of like, weird synthy like electronic elements and stuff in there.
Kind of guess like I kind of look at writing for the band is like a lot of stuff sort of already being done, so it's just a matter of trying to do something new to sort of stand out. So I guess the only way to do that is just to try combining different ideas. So yeah, so what we've done
here. Yeah, our drummer there prides himself on playing the guitar intentionally wrong. I thought about that's our signature sound. Yeah.
Actually just can't play guitar.
Yeah, and he just writes the craziest stuff because he's half sketchy at playing guitar.
That probably could work, actually.
Yeah, run it through enough effects and
anything sounds good. So Mania is we sort of touched on before, mate, but it's a pretty powerful song lyrically. So run us through a bit deeper into the storyline.
So basically, I had to just to write it, kind of had to sort of go back to a place where I've been obviously spending a lot of time trying to get out of, which is pretty funny in itself. It's more of a sort of sharing an experience that I've sort of had and that I'm sure a lot of people have had. So like I said, it's hopefully, we can, express that to people and hopefully get sort of a good response, as it hits kind of close to home for a lot of people, I feel. So along the lines of like mental health, how mental health can take you, to certain places, so just a bit like that, like really powerful song is actually a good way to describe it because, lyrically, it tells a bit of a story about a guy.
It's a story, from start to finish.
Yeah, about a person who, pretty much is just pushed to his limits and
it shows how like
subsequently,
it affects him
just can't take it anymore. So yeah.
Yeah, like the all of his peers around him were sort of like pushed away from his just toxic personality as well. So.
Sums it up, yeah. And there's cool guitars in it.
Of course. And you've released a stunning music video to go with it. So tell us about that and how it fits in.
Yeah. Well, we got my friend Kris to be like the main sort of, I guess, protagonist or main actor in this area. Sort of just, as he said, like sort of walks him through like between the band and stuff, playing in this sort of same area as he is. But it walks him through like the transition of how it affects him to like it builds up so much to the point it affects everyone around him. And like I don't want to say too much without giving away the video yet, I suppose, but I suppose go check it out. Go check it out, you'll find out. But it really is something. Like, of course, everyone's going to say that, but we've put a lot into this, and I think it really depicts the message really well.
Yeah, we found a nice little location that summed up, the setting quite nicely. I'll say. The guy we worked with, Brighter, it just did a crazy job in filming. Like the guy's a wizard.
By Brighter, he's awesome. He's actually awesome.
Yeah, he's so good. He just did an insane job. So him and I just had a fair bit of conversation, just going back and forth about our ideas and how we can sort of portray different things.
Yeah.
Man, he kind of just took the
words and
made
it visual. Yeah.
Yeah, on that, and just he just thing that we like had to offer him.
And Mania is your fifth single that you've released as a band. So are they part of an an album or an EP picture, or are they just standalone singles?
They're all sort of standalone singles, and I think they were all just like showing the different sort of, I guess, spectrums of our sound. Like you know, it sort of shows like the whole personality of a band. So I guess in a way you could pair them together, but they are just really intended as standalone singles.
Mania is also the first song that we're releasing with our new vocalist Dylan.
Yeah, so sort of like
we're hoping for it to be a big one.
Era.
It's a new era for our band. And yeah, we're really excited. We're really proud of what we've all sort of put into this. Hey.
So is that going to be indicative of your sound now moving forward then?
Oh yeah,
more or less, but like we said, we kind of try and sort of think outside the box when it comes to writing new things. So honestly, like,
yeah, I suppose every song has its weird little quirk.
Yeah,
like,
so
I wasn't expecting that.
Who knows what we might come up with, later down the track.
And you guys are a relatively new band, having formed in early 2022. So did you sort of plan this from the beginning, just to release a succession of singles to introduce people to the band? Or like, it sort of seems to be the logic way to go these days.
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Well, we've actually been on a sort of demo version of the song since before the band was even a band. Just sort of been waiting on the right time to release it. And I kind of wanted to do a set of singles before a full record initially, just because I think for a band of our size, it makes a bit more sense financially, because it's just a bit cheaper to do a bunch of single campaigns rather than a whole EP campaign.
But it was while we sort of built up the EP and give it the treatment it deserved.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I think it is a good idea to do multiple smaller campaigns throughout the year, just to keep the sort of the hype up sort of consistently, rather than just have a big drop and then sort of spend the rest of the year waiting for
just doing shows
the next one. So yeah, I think we've got plans of doing an EP later in the year, maybe. But for now, we're just going to see how where this one takes us. So yeah.
You mentioned your new vocalist Dylan, who's only recently come into the band. So tell us a bit more about him and what he brings to the sound.
I suppose his vocalist mum would have had some influence on it, but he's just got technique down pat. He works ridiculously well with Con in terms of like both working as vocalists and stuff. There's no clashing about things too often. It's more just like he'll want Con to do parts and Con will want him to do specific parts, and they'll just bounce off each other.
Yeah, Dylan and I are kind of Dylan's an incredible vocalist. Like honestly, there's no one better in the game than Dylan. He just works so hard at what he does, and he really has the chops to prove it. And yeah, just touching on what Mitch just said, like, I find we have a lot of sort of like, we both sort of focus on different areas of the same song, and we kind of try and help each other that way. We both kind of come back to each other with different ideas of the parts that we were then just like each other were just then working on. So it gets a bit muddled, but like Mitch just said, because we work weirdly well together, it all seems to just, fall into place and just happen organically and like really well.
And he sounds cool.
Sounds cool. I understand you guys actually all sat down together and like adjusted your existing sound to suit his voice moving forward. Is that right?
More or less. I think like his twist on it sort of did that in its own way, but when going back through it, we've obviously made like just small little weird changes here and there, I guess, to things that we'd previously done different. But I think a lot of the way that the flows that he writes sort of are just really, really quite different to what we already had in some ways. So I think it sort of speaks for itself.
Dylan prides himself on being able to like scream like really fast, rappy parts. So
yeah, with like really well pronounced sort of things.
Yeah. So we sort of approach the vocals from a more of a staccato-y rhythmic aspect, I guess.
Yeah, more rappy,
Yeah. And I think the real best way to put it would be not necessarily we adjusted our sound to suit him, but more so he just added something, to our sound that adjusted it or like naturally and sort of brought out the best in all of us, really.
And you've also got some live shows coming up to promote the single, guys. So tell us about them.
So shows on the 15th of May. It's only booked at the Bendigo Hotel.
In Collingwood.
Yeah, in Collingwood, not Bendigo.
But
still currently in the works, but
There'll be updates soon.
There'll be big things coming. Yeah,
updates soon, and it'll be hopefully a wild show.
Beautiful, guys. All right. Well, thanks very much for your time tonight. Been a pleasure speaking with you. The single Mania is out, or will be out now as you're listening and reading this. So check it out, and all the best for the future, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much, man.
man.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers.